first met, we realized pretty quickly that our interests weren't exactly the same.
If we had created dating profiles and read about each other, it wouldn't have matched us.
Yeah.
Growing up for me was all about family. My sisters were my best friends. Definitely family was always who I was closest to and who I spent the most time with. I lived in a suburb. I was very much a homebody. I liked to plan ahead. I was very deliberate and purposeful in my planning. I loved to go shopping. I grew up listening to classical music, Disney songs.
Yeah, I grew up in a small town. We actually lived on a little farm and had a lot of farm animals and being outdoors a lot. We did a lot of hunting and fishing. I was really interested in riding motorcycles and riding bikes and things like that. So I spent a lot of time outside. So I'm way into sports. I follow professional sports and I played sports and was very active in sports. I felt like I was really spontaneous. I liked to try new things that were a little more extreme. Like the music I grew up listening to, it was all over the place, but I kind of honed in on like harder rock, stuff that was people screaming. Started learning how to play instruments and wanted to be a rock star.
So Skylar learned instruments and did punk rock concerts, and I learned instruments and did formal piano recitals.
Yeah. So Malia's a really good cook, and I enjoyed cooking before I met her, but she's taught me a lot about cooking techniques. Yeah, I looked forward to the day where I could move out on my own and learn things on my own.
I lived at home all through college up until I got married, and I was fine with that.
One thing that we had in common when we first met was our beliefs and our faith in Jesus Christ. We actually met at church. It was a place that we found common ground.
And that kind of set the tone, I think, for our relationship.
A lot of our conversation was about things that were like deeply rooted in faith.
That's such a high priority in both of our lives, if not the highest priority. That all that other stuff that we didn't have common interests in didn't really matter.
We were both open-minded to each other's backgrounds. We've been able to learn a lot from each other, and we're more interested in each other's hobbies, likes and dislikes.
Instead of it driving us apart, I think because of how we approached our relationship and the priorities we had in life, those differences actually enriched our relationship. We were able to help show the other person a different side of life or a different way to look at life.
Kind of found more middle ground, and that has been apparent in a lot of different areas of our lives. Our two worlds have collided and made a perfect family unit. But I'm excited for the opportunities that adoption will still enrich our family and what we want our family to be and what we know it can become.
The foundation of our family will always be Jesus Christ, and any unique situation or an experience or through adoption, the variety that can come with that process and the exciting diversity that can be introduced will only enhance the joy that we found in embracing what each of us have to offer and where each of us come from. We're excited that through adoption we'll have the opportunity to incorporate even more variety, more differences into our family, because each child that we are able to have in our home and family will come from a unique background, a unique situation, and maybe even a unique culture, and we can incorporate that into our family and expand what makes us us.